Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's Shanna. I'm so glad you're here today. Now, today we're doing an unboxing. As you can tell, I've got a box sitting here in front of me. And this is actually my Love from Lizi February 2025 kit. I am on the design team, and I do get the kits a little bit early. So I've got my kit, and I'm just going to do an unboxing. And we'll show you what all is in here and take a look at the kit. Now, included in this box, I do have the kit and some add-ons and some things that I purchased in addition to the kit. So I want to try and tell you what each thing is and what actually comes in the kit. The kit comes in two envelopes. You've got a small one and a large one. And then the rest of the stuff is add-ons and otherwise. This right here is some embossing powder that is copper rose embossing powder, and you get 13 ounces of that, and it's really, really nice. And then here's the little envelope that's part of the kit, and it's got all the little bits and pieces in here. You actually get approximately 12 inches of lace, daisies, and broderie in here. So we've actually got 3 different pieces of that. And these are really, really cute. And there's a big lace thing. Now this is, you get a mini flower and pearl cluster. And that's what this is. And it also has some little bows, just some white or clear type bows that are included in there. And there were 3 of those, and that's the little mini flower and pearl cluster. And I'm just going to put those back in the bag so that I don't misplace anything. And then you get 2 rows of mini flower gems, and you get 2 rose gold, they're like miniature clothespin clips. And then here's some more lace, and you get 2 rose gold picture frames. And then you get a die set that is time for tea, and then you have party. So you could have tea time, party time, time for tea. And there's the other piece of lace, and then our rose gold polaroid frames is what we've got there. And I'm just going to tuck all my little parts back in there and my lace so that I don't misplace anything. And we'll just get this laid aside. Now these are actually the add-ons. And for the add-ons, we've got 2 sets. You've got the pin bundle, which is mink with gold finish, white with gold finish, brown with gold finish, and rose with gold mirror. And that's what these are. So mink, white, brown, and rose, and they all have the gold finish or the gold mirror on them. And then the variety bundle, which is the next pack, it has mini hearts, black with a gold finish. It has the sway and the ice blue mirror. Hopefully I'll get them turned around to where you can see that. There's the sway. And then you've got the heart border white, and then you've got the mini twinkle blue holographic pillows. And that's what that is. And those were add-ons. Now this is the large envelope of the kit, keeping in mind the 2 envelopes are what come with the kit, and then the others were the add-ons. Those other pill-offs were add-ons. Now this does include some pill-offs. So now in this you get 3 mini craft cards and envelopes, and that's what I'm showing you here. And those would make some really cute gift cards. And then you've got the tea with Tilda ephemera pack, and this is so cute. You've got all the little mice and all the little flowers, and you got the teacup, and just so cute. These are just gorgeous, and I love the blue and cream and brown. It just really looks really pretty together. So you get tons of those, and I was just trying to give you a little viewing of some of those. Got to open this up and get them back in there. And there's our ephemera. And then you get 12 sheets of 6x6 single-sided pattern paper. And you've got some with a little mice on there and the floral images. And then you've got some really cool looking marbly designs in the blue and kind of a gray blue. Gorgeous. Then you get the Tea with Tilda Stamp set. And it's got several sentiments, and we've got some stamps that you can embellish with. We've got a couple teacups. Now here I'm showing you the pill-offs, and these are the mini circle pill-offs in rose gold mirror. And we've got 2 sheets of A5 specialty cardstock kraft and rose gold, and then we've got 5 sheets of US letter size cardstock in these colors here as well. So that is all of the kit components and the add-ons. Now you saw some stuff that I stuck back in the box and closed lid. Those are the things that I purchased in addition to getting the kit and then the add-ons. So I'm just going to put my pill-offs back together so I can keep track of them, and we'll lay them aside, and we'll look at the extra things that we've got. So we've got that embossing powder. And then I also ordered, I got the Novu Crystal Drops in Morning Dew. I got the Matte Mirror A5 Pastel cardstock. And I had this last time and I really liked it, so I went ahead and ordered some more so that I could use some more of it. It is really, really pretty. So I got that. And then I also got this Let's Celebrate pearlescent cardstock. And it is just really pretty. And I thought I could use it. And then I got the Moon Dust A4 Specialty Cardstock Bundle. And that's what this is. And it's just really, really pretty. And so I thought I'd just show you everything that came in the box. So that's everything. So let's make a couple cards. Let's get this stuff all cleaned up and put away and get my desk ready, and we'll make a couple cards and just have a play and have some fun with the kit contents. So I'll get my desk cleaned off and we'll get to making. Okay, so I took some time and I sorted all of my ephemera into stacks. I've got like mice in the teacups here. I've got the floral elements, and then I've got the leafy elements. I've got my lace and some of my embellishments up there. And I've just got it all laid out handy so that I can begin working with it. So we are going to work with this stamp set on the first card. So I thought I'd get it opened up. And I'm going to bring in those circle stamped, I'm going to call them embellishments. It's just something that you would add on to just add a decorative element. And so I've got this die cut circle here, and I'm going to lay these 2 stamps on the inside of the die cut circle, and we're going to stamp these, and we're actually going to emboss it with that embossing powder that I got. And I'm just trying to get it lined up so that we kind of have an even edge all the way around. And it's a new stamp. It's pretty sticky. It's kind of sticking to my fingers, so I'll take a minute and get it lined up. And we'll just grab the stamp with the Misty Door. I'm going to bring in some Versamark clear embossing ink, and we're going to use it with that copper rose embossing powder that we got. So we'll just give it a good press. I think I do it a couple times just to make sure I get it good and covered. I usually do that with my embossing, as I'll stamp it twice. This is a pretty juicy ink pad, so it stamps nicely. Just give it a good press. And you could see there the watermarked image. I'm going to bring in a piece of copy paper that I have and just use it to catch my embossing powder. And we'll get this powdered up and embossed. I started to pour it, but I need to open this up. I've got a crease in there so that I can easily pour it back into my container. So I was fortunate, the shipping on it came rather quickly for me, so I was excited that I got it so quickly and was able to get started working with it. So I'm just going to put some more powder on here, and then we'll do some heat embossing, and we'll be good to go. Look at that. Really, really pretty. Can't wait to put the heat to it. And, you know, it looks good on the blue, but I think if you did a lighter color, it would pop really well as well. I wanted to use that blue paper with it. Now I spilled a little bit, so I'm going to clean off my desk, get everything cleaned up, and then bring in our panel, and we'll just heat it up. And you can just see that powder come to life on there. And I think it makes an interesting little pattern on there. There we go. I think we've got it all embossed really well. Now I'm going to set it aside and let it dry, and we're going to start assembling our card. Now you can see I'm making the most out of my cardstock. I die cut that circle out of the center so that I could maximize the use of my cardstock. And I'm just going to get it laid down on there. And then I've got some of the, I'm using some of that specialty pearlescent cardstock that I ordered in kind of a, I'm not sure what color it is. It's kind of a minty green or whatever. And I thought it would look nice with the pattern paper that we're using and just bring in a little shine to it. And I just used a couple of my nesting dies to die cut out these panels here. And we're just going to create a nice little layered area that we can put our focal point on, which is going to be our circle. And I've just got one of my Swiffer wipes, and I'm just getting all the powder and everything off of the die cut. And I grabbed some fun foam, and I grabbed the smaller die cut, or smaller circle, so that I could lay it just inside of the back of that, and it wouldn't be seen very well. And I'm still kind of dusting off my circle there. And I wanted to use some of this ribbon here. This is actually the daisies, the daisy ribbons. And so I'm going to kind of lay it down on here like a border. I need to snip off a couple of them, get the right length. And then just lay this on the side like a border and just bring those in. I thought those were real pretty. I'm just going to use my Barely Art glue and get it some glue on here, and we'll just get it laid down. I think it'll hold it just fine. And we'll get that laid down on there. I think it adds a nice little element to it. I need to shop more for lacy embellishments. A lot of times when I do ribbon, I just think plain ribbon, but these are really pretty. Lizi does a great job of just adding all kinds of little extra bits and pieces to her kits, and I think that's what makes them so much fun, is she, kind of thinks outside the box with some of the things that she puts in there and kind of stretches you to use those things. So I think that's super fun. So I'm just going to get my circle laid down on there, and then we've got a spot to be bringing in some of our ephemera. So I thought this cute little mouse sitting in the teapot would look good on there, and then just tuck some of that the floral element in there, and it kind of matches our pattern paper that we have in the background with the teacup. Now my mom loves teacups and tea. She has a collection of teapots, and she loves to drink tea. And so I was thinking about her as I was making these cards and thinking how I could use these cards. They would certainly be a great card for her because, like I said, she collects teapots and she drinks tea instead of coffee. So it would be nice. So I'm just going to pop up my little mouse, and we'll get it laid down on here. We'll just pull off the release paper and get our little mouse kind of nestled in there with our little floral elements. I was thinking about bringing in some of these flower gems, but I decided not to because we've got, really with our embossed design on there. We've got a lot going on. So I am going to bring in some of my white scrap there, and I'm going to bring in one of the sentiments from the stamp set, and we're going to get it stamped down here. And we're going to use some more of that embossing powder. So I got my my little powder tool there and rubbed it on my paper. And we're just going to do the same thing. Use the Versamark ink and some of that copper rose embossing powder and just make our sentiment. And I'm just using acrylic block for this. I thought I could get it stamped out okay. And I'm sorry about my voice. I've got a little bit of a cold that's hanging on, and so I'm kind of got a little bit of a scratchy voice. So here I'm just tapping off the extra, and I like to dip it a couple times just to make sure I get a good dip on there. We'll get all this put back in the jar, and we'll get our embossing done. So my tool's heated up now, and we can just emboss it. And I went ahead and took a circle die. I thought it'd be fun to bring another circle back in and to just use a circle die for that sentiment. And I'm just going to nestle it in here. And I think that's super cute. We're going to make a second card. So I brought in another card base, and I've taken some more of that specialty pearlescent cardstock that I had, and I've embossed it with just an embossing folder that I had in my stash. And I'm using the same color schemes for these two cards because I want them to be matchy-matchy in my picture. So I'm going to use the same color schemes. And I've got it, my card base is just a smidge off, so I'm just going to take just a tiny little smidge right off, and we'll get that cleaned up, and we're going to start assembling our card, just making sure I've got it facing in the right direction. And I've die cut out of the center of this blue, navy blue cardstock that came in the kit. And I'm going to use it to layer. And I've got it laying portrait, but I'm actually going to do, or landscape, but I'm actually going to do it portrait because my paper is directional. And so when I go to lay it down, I'm like, I need to turn it because this is directional paper. And so I'm just going to turn it, and I'll turn all of my pieces, and we'll just get it laid down on there. So we'll glue it up and get it laid down on there. And then these are the die cut pieces. I die cut the blue out of the back of that so that I could make the most out of my cardstock. And then I took a piece of vellum and got the next up size die. And I'm just going to layer them. I think it'll be really pretty on there. And for this one, before I do that, I'm actually going to bring in the stencil because I want to use the stencil, and I thought it would be fun. And what I thought I'd do is, since I have it out, I'm just going to use that Versamark, the watermark ink pad, and we're just going to ink this up and then throw some embossing powder down, and we'll get the design on this panel. It'll make a nice little design. And this is the Tea with Tilda stencil is what it's called. When I first looked at the stencil, I thought it kind of reminded me of Swiss cheese, and I thought that was kind of funny. You always think of, you know, mice with cheese, but anyway. So I got that inked up, and now we're just going to bring in our embossing powder one more time and our embossing gun. And this will come together. This will be really fun. And I'm getting plenty of it on there because it's all over. I mean, you know, it was on the edges of the die cut piece and all over. So I want to make sure I got it all good and covered. Just tapping off any excess. We'll put this back into the bottle, and we'll get to assembling our card. I just keep that Swiffer handy and just wipe off any little pieces of embossing powder that might have gotten on my glass mat there. And we'll bring in that tool gun for a third time. And you can just see that panel come to life with all of those circles on there. That rose gold is really pretty. That's not a color that I had in my embossing powder stash. So I'm glad to have that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put some, I'm going to get my tape runner, my tape glue runner is what it's called, and I'm just going to put some strips on there and lay it down on our vellum. And we'll just get it lined up carefully. You've got the stitched edges that can help you really make sure you get them lined up real nice. We'll get that laid down on there. Then we're just going to put some more of that tape runner on the back of this, and we'll just get it laid down on there. I'm just using my glass mat to kind of help line up so that I get it on there straight. And then we're going to lay our ephemera on there, and it's so cute. So you've got this little mouse with the floral images in the background. We're just going to bring in some foam tape and pop it up. Then we'll get this laid down on our card base. And I think it looks really cute. Now I die cut out the Time for Tea party, and I'm going to put just tea party on there. And I'm going to fuss with it and try to figure out exactly where I want it. And eventually I'll land with putting the tea at the top and the party at the bottom. And I think it turns out all right. And I did use some cardstock that was included in the kit for this. It's kind of it's got a little bit of a yellow hue to it. It's kind of between a cream and a yellow. And so we'll just put Tea Party on there like that. And I think it'll be cute. I think I could use this for a birthday party card. And I'll just get my tea laid down on there. And then we'll grab the party. We'll get it laid down on there. And I think that'll pretty much finish off this card. Again, I didn't choose to use any of the mini flower gems on here just because I had done all the embossing and I felt like I had a lot going on, so I didn't feel like I needed to. I was sticking up, that vellum was sticking up a little bit, so I was using my magnet to try and get it to set down a little bit. So we'll just take a look at our cards. So we made this one, it's super cute. And then we made our tea party card, and I think they turned out great. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.